Hi everyone, we are ready for AMA for the month of April. I'm just gonna pin the topic for today's talk. Alright, okay, how's everyone doing? I see Nazish, Priya Swani, Saloni, Shruti, hi. Mihir, hello. B Singh, hello. Varsha, hello. Raj, hello. Ruchi, hi. Alright. So this is our monthly Ask Me Anything series. And as you guys know, this is a monthly session we do. Hello Rahul. This is a monthly session we do to answer any questions you may have in terms of careers and higher education for yourself, a sibling, a child, whatever it may be, whatever the context of the relationship may be. The team and I have gathered a whole bunch of questions that have come through over a series of weeks, and we filtered them down. So I have those questions right here on my screen. I will be taking those questions, and in case you want to ask the question, feel free to put it in the chat box below and I will try my best to answer that question. All right, so this is April's Ask Me Anything, and I'm gonna get started right away. Hi Gina Shetty, hi Priya, hi Purvi Upadhyay. Alright Priya, since you asked the first question on the chat, I'm going to take that. Not a topic or a question, however, opinions about Syracuse. I like Syracuse. I have friends who went to Syracuse, who came out of that experience very happy and very positive. Honestly, it depends on what you want to study and why you want to go to Syracuse, what department it is there that attracts you, what your other options are, what are you debating between. Are you a person who would enjoy Syracuse in terms of the location, or do you necessarily want to be in a big city? So think through all the parameters, but if you're asking me top level, of course, Syracuse is a good choice, and as I said, I've only ever heard good things about it. So hope that helps. That's Priya Swani. Rahul, 11. Career scope for marketing in Australia. Look, from what I'm understanding, if you go to a good college in Australia, and honestly, getting into colleges in Australia is really not that competitive, relatively, compared to your options in the US, UK, Canada, Singapore, etc. Once you get that degree, then moving into a role in marketing or any job in Australia for that matter is not so complicated. That being said, look, the salaries, honestly, they're not, you're not going to make US salaries living in Australia. So what you take home is relatively not that high. At the same time, it's very comfortable. So whoever I know that's studied in the Australian system and worked there, they're very happy living there. The lifestyle seems great. Cost of living is not so crazy depending on where you end up living. And overall, they end up migrating and living there for the long term. It's just that the quality of education, depending on what you're looking for, right? Everyone doesn't need to necessarily go to extremely premium institution or extremely premium everything. And that's really what Australia offers, something for people who are just saying, look, I want a job, I want a good lifestyle, and why not? Yeah, Australia is a good option for that. All right. Hi Akshay, hi Anuj. Tanish O2. Can I transfer to second or third year in any country for undergraduate? Yes, absolutely. The United States most definitely is welcoming of transfers. You should totally look into it. I've had friends who moved after even 2 years in college here, or sometimes even 3. What you should be really concerned about is, even if you can transfer in year 2 or 3, the question to ask is how many credits will transfer over, right? Like, let's say you've already finished 3 years here. In an ideal situation, you want to graduate in one more year. If you go to the US, maybe a year and a half, maybe maximum 2 years. But if they look at your transcripts and they say, hey, you know what, man, good for you, you finished 3 years, but like as far as we are concerned, this doesn't look like credit worthy enough, and then they don't transfer your credits, Tanish, then that's the bigger issue. So I don't know where you're going to college, I don't know what your grades are like, but those are things they look at and say, look, these are your grades, this is the college you go to. They probably make you do some tests when you come there, they call placement tests, so they'll see where you place, and then basis that they'll take a call. Sometimes they give you these placement tests online, and then they let you know in advance how much credit you'll get. So that's really what you should be trying to figure out. Yeah. All right, Tanish, thanks for your question. Hello, Yukandar. Okay. Shruti. Ma'am, I am in FYBSc first year Bachelor of Science student. I want to study abroad for postgraduate. Can you please tell me what I need to work on for getting into good university? Okay, very good question, Shruti. This is pretty much what we do all day, all year round. I wish I knew what program you want to study. So are you looking to stay in the sciences? Are you looking to get, I don't know, an MTech, an MSc in biology? I don't know if it's pure sciences, if it's engineering, if it's a course in data structures, analytics, depending on what direction you want to go into. But if you want to do a master's in a more technical, more specialized field, or what you really need to focus on during your college time is your grades in college, most definitely, your GRE score, projects, research, internships, papers, things like that. Things that will really help you go deeper into your chosen subject area and allow you to probe more in your chosen area, and B, of course, exhibit to the college what you know and what you've done. Of course, if we do a one-on-one counseling session for you, we could get into the nitty-gritty and personalize this suggestion for you. But on a top level, absolutely, these are the things I would focus on. I hope that helps, Shruti. Thanks for asking. Hello, Charvidatta. Okay. Hi, Rahul. Yeah, good question. What is your take on the rising woke culture? Honestly, it's disturbing. It's as disturbing as anything anywhere. There's suicides in India. There's people jumping off, buildings of campuses. There's rioting going on. It's happening all over the world. I don't think this is isolated to one country. Very recently, Australia was in the news for all the hate crimes on campus. This stuff happens in England. This is sort of like almost a degradation of humanity, but it's all pervasive. It's omnipresent. I don't think, unless there's a secluded island somewhere off the coast of Japan where, they're really practicing and preaching the tenets of Buddhism and practicing humanity, I feel like this extreme sensitivity is all over. So, where you're going to go and escape it. And that being said, of course, they try to keep the campuses at good schools, especially a little bit more kosher, more protective, etc. That being said, of course, there's no guarantee. So I would just focus on, getting into a college of my choice and be optimistic and be positive, because anything can happen anywhere, is my belief, and I stand by that belief. But yeah, good question, man. Thank you. Thanks for asking. Hello, Deepa. Thank you, Deepa. Hi, Parityagi. Hi, Lamaideen, Sam, Prateek, Bhushan, Nandita. Anytime, Shruti. Thanks for asking. Hi, Mr. Virendra. Arya Shah. Hello. My pleasure, Rahul. I hope you got what you were looking for. Alright, guys, I'm going to now take some of the questions that came to us previously. So I have a question here from Rosie. Rosie, I hope you're watching, because we're going to take your question. Rosie's question is, how can we go abroad for studying? What do we need to do? Okay, Rosie, this is a good question. A little bit broad, but very broadly speaking, what you need to do is look through the program you want to apply to, understand their requirements. Some of them will have standardized tests. You got to take those tests. You've got to filter out the right universities and then send in application letters. So that's very my macro level aerial view of what you need to do. I would say first thing to do is just first figure out what it is that you want to do. What's your area of perceived expertise? Where do you see yourself? And then basis that we can sort of reverse engineer and talk through the rest. So let's start with step one first. All right, Rosie, thanks for that question. Sharmita Nadella wants to know, oh wow, she wants to know the cost of our essay editing package. All right, Sharmita Nadella, thank you for that question. If you could email on help, HELP, at reachivy.com, somebody from my team will be happy to answer pricing related questions. But thank you for asking. I'm trying to keep the AMA more about knowledge sharing, etc. But good question there. Khushi Pandya, what are the best universities in Europe to study marketing? That's a good question. Thank you for asking, Khushi. I'm assuming Khushi wanted a postgraduate degree because it's not been mentioned here. But either way, look for the top business schools in the UK. A lot of them offer masters in marketing specifically. Some of them are offering digital marketing. Some of them are offering overall masters in management, which will have a bunch of marketing courses in here. And some of them, of course, offer the traditional MBA. So some of the top names in the business space, of course, London Business School, Warwick, Oxford, Cambridge, and I believe Imperial also has, yes, it does have an MIM program. So look for some of these top schools in the UK, and of course the US has Spain has ESADE, ESSEC, IESE, good schools in Spain for business specifically. In France, top schools are HEC, and INSEAD. In Switzerland, top business school is IMD. So yeah, look at some of these names and see what programs they have. I've just thrown off a bunch of names since you asked me to throw off a bunch of names. Of course, if I did a more detailed session, I'd be able to narrow it down for you, but hopefully this helps at this stage. Hello, Nanda Krishna Kanan and Wild and Free. Hi, I like that handle. Cool. All right, let's take the next question. Himanshu, how much does counseling cost? Okay, wow, I have more counseling and costing related questions. Himanshu, thanks for that question. If you could just email help@reachivy.com, and we'd be happy to look into that and get back to you. Ashish Dev, is your consultancy based out of Delhi? Well, actually, our consultancy is based on the cloud. We are a virtual consultancy, nothing to do with COVID. We were always set up as virtual almost a decade ago, over a decade ago. In fact, today is our birthday, guys. 13th April 2012 is when we incorporated the organization. We had started a little bit before, but paperwork takes some time, and getting your certificate of incorporation also takes time. It is, however, it is, as we know, India. So it is our birthday. It's our 11th birthday today, and we had a little celebration in the office. We went out to lunch. We cut a cake. We all wore the ReachIvy crimson. So yeah, this is a happy day for me to do this AMA and be with all you guys. All right. Hello, Lohit Rajna, Wild Free. How were the results for you guys this year? Results were, honestly, when the results started out, we were a bit nervous with, especially for undergrad, early action and early decisions. To be honest, they didn't go as we had expected. Some of the kids we were hoping would have cracked some top tier schools did not crack them. Maybe we were being a bit ambitious, but that's the whole point of EA and ED. But yeah, now the admits have been rolling in and everything seems in control. Of course, every year there will be an odd case where things don't pan out as expected. Sometimes because students were very ambitious, over ambitious. Sometimes they didn't listen to the counselor. Sometimes their scores didn't match up despite a lot of conversations around having to improve scores, etc. So different reasons for different results. But yeah, overall things have panned out quite well. In fact, now that year is behind us. We're starting preparing ourselves and our team for next year. So that's where we are at. Okay, thank you, Mihir. Thanks, Vishal. Anubhav Roda, hello, how are you? Finale, hello, Finale. Good to connect with you. Vijay Tavari, hello. Struth, hello, how are you guys? Alright, guys, I'm going to continue on with these questions. I have a question from Saloni Goel. When should one ideally start counseling and career guidance for the kids? Okay, hello, parent, you're clearly a parent. Look, the way we think about this is we start counseling students not before the 7th grade, ideally. We do have some kids come in the 6th grade, especially if there's a specific concern around, something happening in school or something happening with certain subjects or something more personal or something about wanting to shift them to a boarding school. So depending on the topic or the issue on hand, you might want to come in early. But if you ask us very blanket saying, look, no odd situation or nothing specific, nothing sort of out of the ordinary, then we say start undergraduate counseling in the 7th grade. If you're already done with school and you're looking for postgraduate or life after that, I would say get counseling or get a mentor or coach as early as you can, because just having someone to bounce ideas off of, figure out anything, like our coaches are also well trained and come with this vast industry exposure. We're able to help on an array of topics that is just really nice to have someone to walk you through or someone to guide you through, right? So from job negotiation to sector choices to career choices to, of course, study abroad, study within India, we do a whole bunch of things. So yeah, that's when I would start. So, but as a parent, I would say end of 7th grade or beginning of 7th grade even is okay for your children. And as parents, if you'd like some counseling or you want to get an early leg up on how to take care of this stuff, then we do also have a parent counseling service, in which case you can come as early as like when your kid is 2 years old, 4 years old, 12 years old, 10 years old, whatever, depending again on what you want to know and what you want to ask. Alright, thank you for that question. Gonna go to, we have a lot of questions here today. Isha Mariam, I am a FSC student and I want to go abroad to study on scholarship. Okay, so FSC is specifically Faculty of Sciences, I believe. Again, I'm not so sure what you want to go abroad for, Isha, but I had a similar question above, and I said, if depending on what it is you want to study, what you're going to really want to do is make sure the profile is really solid, which will largely be compiled of your undergraduate scores, research, projects, internships, just how well you've done at college and what more are you doing to explore your area of interest, both within and outside of college. Yeah, so top level answer, I really don't know what it is that you want to study. Medha Sakhare, how do I get admission for MPH at Columbia? Okay, wow, it's a good question, Medha. And Medha, if you really do want to go, actually I have 2 very close friends who did MPH from Columbia. If you could send me your resume on info@reachivy.com with your email address, I'd be happy to make an email introduction between you and these 2 friends. They both seem to have loved their time, and interestingly, neither of them are actually doing anything in the MPH space. I also have a friend who did an MPH at Harvard, so I'd be happy to make that connection for you as well. In terms of what to do to get in, honestly, it's very similar in many ways. In terms of the buckets, it's the grades and the projects and internships, etc. Specifically, what you should do, honestly, depending on your profile, your background, your interests, your aspirations, I'd be able to, in a one-on-one session, really give you very, very specifically what kind of research, what topic, what kind of internships, etc. Because I don't have enough information on this platform to give you very specific advice. But yeah, top level, this is how you should construct. These are the components that go into constructing a good profile. Alright, hope that helps. Hello, Next Billionaire. Nice. I like that handle, man. Next Billionaire. I want that handle. Okay, let's take this question from Tavish Avasthi from Bangalore. Is 2 years of experience good enough to qualify for a good MBA college? Okay, the wish. Look, they have the deferred MBA programs. A lot of you are familiar with them. The deferred MBAs essentially have you apply when you're in your final year of college, either for undergrad or for your masters, if you went for your masters directly from college. So basically it's like less work experience or no work experience. But if you get out of college and you have a year or two, then honestly, on average, in the US it's 4.5 years. Across Europe, you're looking at an average work experience of 5.5 to 6 years. Canada is also 4.5. Singapore is 4.5. India also with ISB and stuff, they're looking at 4.5. So they want people here who've worked, who've been in the real world, who've got some industry experience, and who are going to be able to contribute to the classroom, because the MBA is not a typical, sit there and the lecturer is feeding you all this information. It's more interactive. You're looking to learn from your classmates and peers. And honestly, you want to go, like I went with 5 years of experience, and it's very helpful because at that point you've seen a little bit, you've done a bunch of stuff, you kind of know what you want to do, or at least you know what you don't want to do, if that makes any sense. And so it allows you to just use the MBA better and help it fine-tune whatever your confusion is. So I would go a little bit later, honestly, if I could, if that that makes sense. You can apply after 2 years. A lot of them will say sure, you can apply, but by and large we haven't seen much success with people who had only 2 years of work experience, unless you've had a series of internships in college and they were just exceptional, and there's something exceptional about your profile. Yeah, so I hope that helps, Tavish. And let's take this question. I'll take these last few questions. Hello, Meghna Patnala, how are you? See this question from Niles. Does the HBS provide full scholarship to students who are paying their fees themselves? Very good question. Look, if you're self-funded or not, either way, you're going to have to send them, if you apply for financial aid, your household income and income statements and tax returns of everyone in your household, and they assess it. And they say, look, if the household income is under X percentage, and depending on how much money your family makes, you have to send them your own bank statements, so they have a sense of how much money you have, how much money you've earned, etc. It's very detailed. They do a very comprehensive financial aid scholarship decision, and HBS and many of these schools are very need based, as opposed to just you're so smart, we want you to come in, which is what a merit scholarship is. These guys really do try to assess for need, and if you have the need, trust me, and if you're smart, they'll give you the money. So it's not like they don't want to give you the money or they won't share it. So they're very generous. Actually, most top tier business schools, especially because business school and alumni give back a lot of money, they're very generous. But you really need to showcase that you are in need of that money, and you don't have that much money in your bank, and neither does anyone in your family have the corpus to support you. Yeah. So Niles, I hope that helped. Hello, Charming Desert Rose. Hello, Thanks. Hello. Okay, let's take this question. Shivani Baba, is work experience necessary for masters in US? Shivani, honestly, it depends on what kind of masters. Many masters programs don't require work ex. Many masters programs do require, and many are okay. Typically, I've seen what they say on their website is 0 to 2 years of work experience. So at least at the master's level in the US, they don't want too much work experience. They're okay with none. They're okay with up to 2. That's the ballpark. So check on the website the specific programs you're applying for, because it changes by program, it changes by school. But by and large, they're looking at 0 to 2 years of work experience. Let's take this question. Shivani is done. Anuj Vidyasagar. I'll take this as my last question from the sheet. And as we'll try to log out soon. Anuj Vidyasagar. I hope scholarships are available at all universities. Are scholarships provided by every foreign university? No. Anuj, many do and many don't. And that's just fine, because that's how the world works. If you really want a scholarship, then you should try and find colleges that are more generous with aid, that state on their website very clearly, like, look, we have this corpus, and look, we do end up giving out scholarships. So to answer your question in brief, no, not every college offers you scholarships, but enough and more colleges do offer scholarships. So try to find one that does, and more than trying to find that, you should try and just enhance your profile and make sure it is so strong that when you apply, a college says, look, we really want you, and guess what, we're going to pay to have you to be part of our cohort and to be part of our alumni body, more importantly. So yeah, just fortify yourself and then everything will work. All right, let's take this last question from MMM. Is MS in data science good in the US? Of course. MMM. America, as you know, is at the forefront of technology, at the forefront of invention, at the forefront of research, and everything to do with data sciences and more is coming out of the US, with all the big tech firms that are headquartered in the US severely and ambitiously focused on this area. So absolutely, my friend, data science in the US is great. If you end up getting into a good program, I would say don't let it go. All right, guys, sorry, I have to head out. This is my last question for today. Thank you so much, and Mihir, I will take your question next time. Keeping our timing in mind, I'm going to sign off. It was very good talking to everyone, and we will be back in May with our edition for May. And thanks, Anush. Thanks for asking a question. Thank you for always listening. All right, guys, signing off. Have a great evening, day, night, wherever you are. Cheers.